My quest of understanding coffee culture around the world takes us next to a Nordic country with the highest consumption of coffee per capita in the world. Finland. My journey through Helsinki started at the awe-inspiring Oodi library, where I enjoyed the timeless combination of coffee and books. Then, I visited the iconic Café Ursula on the picturesque Kaivopuisto Peninsula, where I learned about sisu, the Finnish grit, through the inspiring story of the cafe's founding women. Now I invite you to a former fishnet shed turned into one of Helsinki's most famous cafes, Café Regatta. Located by the sea near the Sibelius monument in Töölö, and I hope I pronounce it somewhat close to the Finnish way, this charming red cottage-style cafe stole my heart at first sight. It quickly became my favorite place to relax. Little did I know that when I decided to film a short documentary about it, I would have the luck to meet the owners and sit down for a conversation. Here is what I learned. The iconic red building dates back to 1887, originally built as a fishnet storage shed next to a villa owned by the famous Pauli Coffey family. By the mid-20th century, this coastal spot had become a popular strolling area, and in the 1950s, an ambitious and a bit crazy idea was born: to bring a piece of the Finnish countryside into the heart of the city. Café Regatta started as a summer cafe, embracing Finland's deep-rooted cottage culture. In Finland, July is practically sacred. The entire country slows down as people escape the cities to spend time at their mäkki, their cottage. It's a time for quiet mornings by the lake, sauna rituals, and of course, lots of coffee. Café Regatta captures that feeling wholeheartedly and all year round, offering a bit of a Finnish cottage life in the middle of Helsinki. One of the owners I spoke with told me it was his father's idea, an unconventional thinker who turned creative ideas into reality. And people loved them. At one point, customers were even given money back for coffee refills. Come back for a coffee, and we give you 5 cents in return. Quirky details like that are everywhere at Café Regatta. One of the most unusual? The paintings. Instead of being hung normally, they've been cut in half and placed in the corners of the cafe. It is as if the artwork itself is adapting to the space. As their owner put it, "It's hard to beat my dad's ideas, but of course, it is fun to come up with new ones." The cafe is famous for something else as well. It's cinnamon buns, or korvapuusti. And I can confirm, they're some of the best I've ever had. But what keeps people coming back is more than the eccentric details, the coffee, or the korvapuusti. It's the atmosphere of a family-run business that allows you to disconnect from the fast pace of life in a warm and laid-back atmosphere. Here you can enjoy coffee and cinnamon buns. You can even roast sausages or marshmallows over an open fire, or rent a kayak in summer months. While the last 2 cafes I visited were filled with light from massive windows, Café Regatta is the opposite, a cozy, dark cottage. It sits right at the water's edge, blending seamlessly with nature despite being in the heart of the city. After experiencing the warmth of this rustic cafe, I started forming a new theory about why Finns drink so much coffee. Maybe it's simply an excuse to enjoy a sweet cinnamon bun with a bitter cup of coffee. When I asked my host why coffee is such a big part of Finnish culture, he wasn't entirely sure. Maybe it's the long, dark winters? Looking out of the window, there's certainly something to that. But let's explore that in the next episode.